welcome back to another screencast on circles, finding the radius and the diameter. Please, if you've not watched the other screencasts before on circles, then please make sure you go back and watch those first, because if you don't, you'll not have a Scooby-Doo's on how to do these. So what is circumference? We've done this before. It's the distance around the outside of a circle. Okay, so let's look at that. So if we're a cricket player, we'll understand it's the distance around the boundary. If we're not a cricket player, the distance around the outside of the green part. And what's the area? Well, it's the amount of space in the middle, which is highlighted here. So really, really nice and simple. We should know that already. If we don't, we need to go back and watch the other videos, that's for sure. So finding the radius or the diameter when we know the area. That's the first one we're going to do. So the first thing we have to have an understanding of is what is the radius and what is the diameter. So the radius is from the midpoint through to the edge of the circle, and the diameter is the whole way across. So that's the first thing. So when we talk about the radius, we're just talking about from here to here. When we talk about diameter, we're talking about the full width of the circle. Hopefully that makes a bit of sense to you. So the other thing that we need to know is the formula. We need to know the formula, and we need to know what the actual area is. So first things up is we write the formula. Area equals pi times r squared. Now you need to know that for you to move on. If you do not know that formula, then again, go back, watch the other videos. But if you do know the formula, you're well on your way to success. So that formula is area equals pi times r squared, but we know what the area is. The area is 113. So we rewrite the equation, replacing the area or the a with the value that we know. Now we have 113 equals pi times r squared. Now, just like any other equation, we have to rebalance the equation so that we have r equals. That's our main goal. We were trying to find the radius for a start. Then we can work out the diameter. So what we're going to do, we're going to divide both sides by pi, because we've got pi times r squared. So we've got pi divide both sides by pi. Now, if we get out our calculators, so for this screencast, you need your calculators, and you need to actively follow me throughout the whole thing. If you do it enough times, then when it comes to the quiz, when it comes to questions in class, you'll know what to do. So I want you to get out your calculators, and I want you to type into there 113 divided by pi. And what we should end up with is r squared equals 36. Okay? So we've got that r squared, so we're going to square root the opposite, remember? R squared, square root of r, would be the square root of 36. And we have the answer of the radius equaling 6. So we can bang that in there now. And just to find the diameter, we should know it's double the radius. So the answer would be 12. Now, if at any point I'm going too fast for you, you can press pause. You can spend the time putting it into your calculator. Feel free to do that. Don't just allow the video to roll on. But from now on in, copy out the questions, work them out with me. Happy days, you'll be amazing. And then when you come to classes and tests, you'll do awesome. Okay, so here we go. We've got exactly the same style of question. We've still got the area. What I would like you to do is pause the video now. Just replace the numbers that we did from the last one to the new one. But I'll give you a little bit of a helping hand. I'll write out that formula again, and I'll go even the next step, which is 452 equals pi times r squared. But from here, pause the video, give it a go, and see if you get the right answer. Okay, so next step would be to divide both sides by pi. And then we will end up having r squared equals 144. What we're going to do now, we're going to square root both sides. And we'll end up with r equaling, wait for it, 12. Okay, so that's the r, that's the radius. So the radius equals 12, which means we double that for the diameter to equal 24. Okay, so now we're going to make a little bit of a switcheroony, and we're going to find out when we've got the circumference. So we need to know, for a start, what the circumference is. So on this occasion, the circumference is 25 centimeters. And we need to know the formula for circumference, which is circumference equals pi times d. Again, you should know that already. If you don't, go back and watch the video. How many times have I said that this screencast? Too many, I'm sure you're saying. So the first step is, just like last time, we know what the circumference is. So replace the c with the number. So we've got 25 equaling pi times diameter. Pi times diameter, we just want to have diameter equals. So we divide both sides by pi. And it ends up with diameter equals 8. So 25 divided by pi equals 8. So the diameter is going to be 8, which means the radius is half the diameter. Remember, the diameter is right across, all the way across here. So for the halfway point, if this was 8, then half of it will be 4. It's nice and easy. So again, now I'm going to chuck the baton over to you. I'll bring up the questions. What I would like you to do is give this one a go on your own and then see how you do. And then from there, happy days, you'll be amazing. All right, so hopefully we've done that. First up, what is the formula we use? It is circumference equals pi times diameter. Let's take away the c value and put in 28. 28 equals pi times diameter. Let's divide both sides by pi, and we end up with diameter equaling 9. So let's bang that in there now. So if the diameter is 9, then what's the radius? It's half the diameter. So that equals 4.5. Now, if you were a little bit tricked there, thinking, oh, it won't be a decimal, you just got to follow the process. But you're right to feel like, that's an unusual answer, 4.5. But often, if it's 0.5, it's okay. If you're going into, 3 or 4 or 5 decimal places, sometimes that can be a sign. But these are normally in your calculator papers, okay? Normally in your calculator papers. So, with a calculator, you can go and it normally will say round to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places. If it says that, then you should be fine. You should expect some decimal places there. But it's a good little tip to be a bit concerned if you're getting odd answers. But just go through the process 1 or 2 times and see how you go. All right, but it's without further ado, it's time for the quiz. So find the radius and the diameter for both these shapes and then come back and see if you've got the right answer. Simple as that. All right, so here we go. Here is the answers. So first things first, we've got area equals 78.5. So we've put that information into our formulas and we end up with the radius of 5. For the second one, we've got the circumference value of 18.8. We put that value into our question. Sorry, it looks a little bit dodgy there. It should be an 18.8. And we work that out and we've got diameter equaling 6. So hopefully you've done really well there. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've absolutely smashed it out of the park. But if you haven't, go back and watch the video numerous times until you either know it or fall asleep. But as always, it's been an absolute pleasure helping you with your maths today. I hope that you get a little bit better every day.